Okay, so this is a problem that was on a past final exam, and it was unmitigated disaster. Absolutely unmitigated disaster. And as I recall, I took it off of a homework assignment. May have made a few modifications, but the basic concept for doing this came from my elder son's physics homework for under Mr. Dunfield at FHS, who is a phenomenal physics instructor. So I figured, why not give it to my Eng 1082 class? It didn't go well. So what is the problem? So here is just the problem statement that I can't find the original exam statement, but this was a copy used elsewhere. So here's our coordinate system. There's persons in a hot air balloon, and they're just sitting there in space, and they have a ball, and they throw it 90 feet per second at 60 degrees, okay, and ignoring wind resistance as usual, and having normal gravity. The question was simply, what's the maximum height of the ball? So find the peak, and where does it land? All right. Really, really simple question. But it turned out to be more challenging than I had imagined. These things happen. Okay. So, here's the problem laid out from 100 feet up. Here's, say, a baseball thrown at 90 feet per second at 60 degrees. Find the max height, find the landing location. All right. So, let's once again start from the things we know. Initial velocity. The velocity along the x will be constant as this goes off to hit the ground. So that's 90 cos 60, which will be 45 feet per second in this direction. And if we take the sine, we would get the velocity in the y. That works out to be 78 feet per second. This will be subject to constant acceleration along the y. Okay? Hopefully this is not at all mysterious. And when we gave the problem, this was not mysterious to anybody on the exam. Getting this far was not a problem, but there's really nothing here as far as I'm concerned. All right. So when I look at these problems, I divide them into states. So state 1, throw the ball. State 2, the peak. State 3, the landing. So I'm just dividing my work up. So we know everything about state 1. We're going to state 2, the peak. All right. So what do we know? Going from here to here, we know the initial velocity, 78. What's the velocity at the peak? And this is the first spot where people had trouble. It's 0. The vertical velocity when you hit the peak is 0. So you know everything about velocity. We know everything about acceleration. All right, so knowing acceleration and velocity, we can get distance. It's that simple. Okay? So we have acceleration, velocity, want to get distance. And so to do that, we simply apply the following equation. V1 squared equals V0 squared plus 2AD. Oh, oops, no, V2. I'm using states 1 and 2. So V2 squared equals V1 squared plus 2AD. So velocity will be 0, square it, still get 0. So we have 77.94 squared plus 2 times, we're in feet, so minus 32.2 distance. Solve for D. 94.3 feet. Therefore, H, the height here, is 194.3 feet because it started from 100 feet in the air. Done. Now, find the height coordinate. So we know the y part, we need to know the x part. All right. So to do that, to get the x part, it's going to be 45 feet times time. So we just need time out of this. All right. So we can do this very simply. We have acceleration, we have velocity, get time. How do we do that? Well, that would be v2 equals v1 plus at. All right. Well, that's 0 equals 77.94 minus 32.2 times t. Solve. T equals 2.42 seconds. All right, x. dx is simply 45 times t, 2.42, and that gives us 108.9 feet. Done. So we got step 2. Now let's see, what do we know about step 3? Now I got to go from here to there. I don't know how long it'll take to get to there, but I do know something. One thing I do know, I do know the acceleration, I do know the initial velocity, and I do know the distance we're going to travel. We're going to drop from 140.94.3 down to 0. Oh, we have an equation for that. So we're going to end at 0 height. We start at 194.3 plus v0, which is 0, plus 1/2 minus 32.2 t squared. This is h0, h equals h0 plus v0t plus 1/2 at squared. Solve for t. And so it's going to take 3.474 seconds for this thing to hit ground. Given t, we simply need the x. dx will have already traveled 108.9 feet to get to the peak, plus 45 feet per second times the additional time. It will land out 265.2 feet out. So the coordinates, height 0, we're on ground, x 265.2. Done. I ask you, is this hard? The grading results, it was like almost grading in binary. It was really, really bad. That's all for this one. We'll have another in a moment.